Hey y'all, this is Southern Woods here. I am starting a new podcast series. Starting with this episode, we are going to celebrate spooky season. Because Halloween is right around the corner. I decided to start podcasts because it's not that I'm running out of YouTube ideas, it's just that I don't have the time to do long editing process and filming. And I know podcasts are kind of easier, you just sit around and talk, and that's what I like to do anyways. So I hope y'all enjoy. We'll be talking about all sorts of things. Also, my microphone's really sensitive, so if you can hear me moving around my seat, I am very sorry. We'll be talking about many subjects about the spooky season, such as horror movies, trick-or-treating traditions, just the past, spooky experiences, maybe the supernatural, anything we could fit in. I'm trying to fit this in within 45 minutes. Right now it's just me, but hopefully pretty soon here we'll have a special guest call, and I don't know how they're going to sound over the phone, but we'll give it our best shot. So, it's spooky season. I love October, I love Halloween, I love the whole environment, you know. The weather changes, it gets cooler, the skies darken a bit. It just has an eerie vibe, usually. Here in Georgia, it's hit or miss though, because some days it's like 80-some degrees, or like in the beginning of October, it was 98 degrees. Not so spooky, but I love the environment. I love Halloween. I love the vibes. I love watching horror movies, and man, boy did I love trick-or-treating, and just the whole experience. Sorry, I'm cracking my fingers. Hopefully my special guest will call soon so I can get in depth about my memories. But yeah, just my first ever trick-or-treating experience, my first ever time dressing up that I remember, I believe I was just in a scary pumpkin mask and I had just black clothes on. I think it's pretty simple like that. I love that mask. I think I wore it all the time. And I think my brother was a bumblebee that year. But man, yeah. And then I moved up the ranks of costumes. Like a couple years, I was a Scream from Scream. Yeah, that was one of my favorite costumes too. I was a ninja one year. And then my final years of trick-or-treating, I think I got lazier. 1 year I was a hunter. Another year I was just dressed in all black. I think I was a robber. Yeah, I don't think I ever trick-or-treated like just me and my brother alone. We always either had like our cousins with us or neighborhood friends. Yeah, I don't think I recall just me and him. Maybe 1 year when we're little or something. But, you know, trick-or-treating is just a time for kids to be kids one night. Especially if it's not a school night. School night, you know, you feel pressured and you run around the neighborhood as fast as you can. At least if you were us and had, you know, parents that wanted you in bed at a decent hour. But that's what trick-or-treating is all about. Just being kids, going out and getting sugared up. Coming back home, counting your candy and stuff. Just having a good time being kids. Halloween was that. But now I feel like these generations, this society we live in, it's less and less of that. Like, I've trick-or-treated in the same neighborhood all my life. And like when I was very young, there used to be so many other kids trick-or-treating at like almost every house. Scared the shit out of me. Well, here's our special guest. Oh, I just hung up on him. I'll call him back real quick. Where is he? There he is.
Hey.
Hello, Liam. It's our special guest. Say hi.
Hey.
So, we were just talking about trick-or-treating. It's a fun subject to come interrupting on, right?
Yeah.
So, we were talking about how it seems like with this generation, the society we live in, it's like Halloween's not what it used to be, you know?
Not that fun anymore?
It's not that fun, less people do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was saying how back when I used to trick or treat, that the neighborhood was so alive. Almost every person gave out candy, and there were so many kids. And now each year, less and less kids are trick or treating, less people giving out candy, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, it is pretty sad since it's just nobody gets. It's not that fun anymore.
It isn't that fun, and like, I think what it is kids are so sheltered these days, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like parents are afraid to let their kids out for a few hours one night out of the year to let them be kids. And that's what Halloween was all about. Just being kids, going out, getting candy, you know?
Just having fun.
Having fun. Kids having fun. But now, parents are afraid to let their kids have fun, you know? Like,
yeah.
especially those extreme parents checking every piece of candy for razor blades and stuff.
Yeah.
Mommy, oh! Like, the only reason why you hear about this is because social media and all that. The rare instances become viral, and I feel like that's
my dad's calling me.
Your dad's calling you? All
I'll
right.
be right back.
Call me right back. Well, apparently our guest has a phone call. I will pause it right now. We will come right back. Don't leave, y'all.
Okay.
Alright, folks, we're back. So, what we're talking about, oh yeah, how Halloween is just becoming, I don't know, a dying holiday almost.
I see it. I could see that.
Like, every year I feel like the numbers go down. At least where we live in. I don't know about other places.
I mean, I don't live in a neighborhood where you can necessarily trick or treat, so.
Yeah, you may get a little baggy of something else.
Maybe.
But yeah, like, it seems like all Halloween is I don't know, overwashed bullcrap now. Like, on TV, all they play are classic Halloween movies. You know,
there's no new Halloween. Well, no good new Halloween movies.
Yeah, no one knows how to make a good Halloween movie anymore.
Or a good. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Like, I don't know. It's just sad to me because I remember all those times trick or treating. We trick or treat a couple times together before.
More than a couple.
Yeah, like, there's some good memories and good costumes and just good times, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of regret not going last year. But,
are you going this year?
I don't know. Like, it's supposed to thunderstorm Halloween, so
That doesn't matter.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Matter.
Yeah, it used to not matter, but I mean, if it's gonna thunderstorm, I doubt anybody's really gonna give out candy.
Yeah.
Especially since it's in my opinion, a dying holiday around here.
Yeah.
I wish, looking back at it, I wish I embraced it more than I did.
Yeah.
Like, I embraced the hell out of it, and I had a great time, but, you know, good times don't last.
It.
Yeah, I wish I cherished it a little bit more.
Oops.
Yeah. All you know, there's houses that gave out full-size candy bars. There's the chili house.
Yep. Well, I'm going there this year.
Yeah, you're going there this year if they have it.
It doesn't look like they were decorated that much.
Yeah. Hopefully they still live there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there used to be this house that they would give out chili and hot chocolate and stuff. That was when the Halloween started dying around here. That was like the only thing that had life to it.
Yeah.
It's the only thing to look forward to besides, you know, the 1 out of 4 houses that gave out candy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had. What are some of your best Halloween moments? Highlights.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember one time, me and Anthony, my brother, we were running up this big hill to get candy and run down. Anthony freaking ate gravel. I think that time he was just dressed as like a robber, just all black and black face paint. But yeah,
Didn't make it out too well.
No. Makeup kind of smeared off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the gravel.
I love Halloween. I love spooky season, you know?
Yeah.
That's one thing I enjoy doing that I haven't done much at all this month is watch scary movies.
Yeah.
Like, they're all over TV. That's the only thing that you still do see on Halloween is all the classic horror movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite horror movies, Liam?
Not sure. Need to think about that.
Like, one of my favorite all-time horror movies is the original Halloween. Michael Myers. Like,
Yeah.
there is not a better low budget movie that's done so well. That's so eerie and creepy. Like,
well, Halloween movies or just horror movies in general?
Well, they could be both Halloween or horror movies. Not all Halloween movies
the first Conjuring.
The Conjuring? Oh, that's a newer one that was good.
I like that whole series. Except, like, the newer ones.
I've only seen the first Conjuring.
The other ones are really good.
Yeah. Let's see, like, there's a lot of classic Halloween scares out there. I was never a huge fan of Freddy Krueger. Friday the 13th was alright. Like, that's a classic right there, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I mean, Jaws isn't really a horror movie, but, you know, it's a horror movie, it's not a Halloween movie.
Yeah, and then there's It.
The
old one and the new one.
I haven't seen the new ones, but the old ones, they're alright.
Yeah, they were alright.
I heard a lot of people like the newer ones, though, better.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's tons of great horror movies out there, and that's what I love about Halloween is watching all them horror movies, you know, Pet Sematary and...
I haven't seen Pet Sematary.
I haven't seen the new one, but the old one's it's a classic, you know.
I've been trying to watch it, it's just I haven't had the time.
Yeah. Can't find time to do nothing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really wanted to make a horror movie this year, but I didn't have the time, so I'm going to finish the script soon, and then I'm going to get to filming it next year. Yeah. Hopefully I'll see you in the horror film, Liam.
Maybe.
I know you don't want to be the main antagonist. Maybe I'll find someone else to do that.
I mean, I'd like to be in it, it's just not the main antagonist.
Yeah. Man. Like, there's not like people getting all spooky all month long and, you know, you see clowns and zombies and it's just I love the spooky season, you know?
Yeah.
And when you're getting out the woods and hunting in the spooky season, it's pretty creepy too. Like, this morning, there was no breeze, no rain, it was just silent.
Yeah.
That sent chills down my spine a little bit. I remember Halloween, you know, it was all about going out, having fun, and then one of my favorite parts was when you get back and you empty out all your candy and you sort it.
And start trading it.
Yeah, and you count who had the most candy, and then you trade your candy, and then you literally eat the Halloween candy for weeks.
Yeah. I would like to trick-or-treat this year, but I feel like I'm getting a little too old for it.
Yeah, I wish I didn't say that last year. I wish I gave it one more year. Yeah.
I might. I don't know, it depends on Halloween, really. Just how I feel on that day.
Yeah, last year I wanted to give out candy, but even in a rich neighborhood, like my girlfriend's, only 2 people came to the door. Like, I don't know, it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
What was your favorite Halloween candy to get? Like, what were some of your favorite types to get in your bag?
Kit Kats and probably Three Musketeers, but I don't like Three Musketeers that much anymore.
Yeah, Kit Kats always lightened up my night when I saw them in my bag.
Yeah.
But it's always the ones that you almost never got, like Airheads and stuff. Those were
just king sized.
Oh yeah, king size candy bars. You know, you only get 1 or 2 of them around here.
Yeah.
Good old times. And I hate the ones that you always got, like the original Tootsies and crap.
I like Tootsie Rolls.
Like, they're not bad, but like you always got so many of them in your
I
bag.
didn't like the fruit flavored ones though.
Well, those were the kind I liked.
Oh.
I'll trade you. Yeah, nowadays people giving out apple slices and pretzels.
Yeah.
Spooky pretzels.
Ooh, I actually like those. They're not bad.
But
But apple slices, nah.
What's this generation come to? Here's some toothpaste for Halloween.
I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen.
I feel like there's 3 types of givers these days. You either got the classic Halloween givers that give out the best candy. You have the crap candy people get like the cheapest, like the gold coin chocolates.
Yeah.
Or you have the health freaks that give out freaking pretzels or toothpaste or some crap. Man.
Would be very disappointed to see that.
Yeah. Like, it's Halloween, the last thing you want to do is brush your dang teeth.
Yeah. Just worried about how much candy you can eat.
Oh, yeah. You get sick off of that. That's probably how I gained so much weight back in the day.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't laugh at that, but well.
It's okay. You know, good times. Not really.
Yeah.
Kinda. I don't know. But I was the type, and you know, I would eat it and it'd be gone within a few weeks. I know. Yeah. I know Autumn, you know, my girlfriend, she has Halloween candy from like 2 years ago. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, ew. How could you save it for that long, you know?
Yeah.
It's all about freaking search and destroy, get every piece. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Yeah, I'd like to see a revival in Halloween, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like the more and more sheltered these generations of kids get, and the more and more horror stories get out there, the less Halloween will be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, at least it is colder outside, though. I think that's better.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah.
Were you there that one year that one guy, he had like no trick-or-treater, so he gave us his whole variety bag candy?
Yeah. That was probably my favorite year.
Yeah, there was barely anyone on the streets, and we got that's probably the year I got the most candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think it was the second to last time I was trick-or-treating.
No, that was the last time.
Last time I went trick? Oh yeah, wasn't I?
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
I got lazy. I was like a hunter that year, right?
That's exactly what you were.
Yeah, I was a hunter. You know how spooky, how original.
I think I was a football player.
Yeah, you and Anthony just wore jerseys.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Be smarter, not harder.
Oh gosh. And how about like since it is spooky season, let's talk about some scary stories we have. Like,
okay.
Looking back at all these stories, I bet a lot of them were my imagination.
Yeah, I think that too.
But I'll tell them as if they were real. You want to share one first or me?
I mean, does it have to be scary now, or it was at least scary when we were little?
Yeah, it was at least scary when you were little.
Okay. So
okay. Hey.
Wait, what?
All right, listeners, get your popcorn out. Get cozy. It's time for spooky story time.
I mean, this one includes all of us, so...
Oh, Liam, take the floor.
So, whenever I was around 6 or 7, my cousins, Alex and Anthony, who you already know Alex, and my brother, I had this giant field as my backyard, and there was this giant electric pole. It was like a transformer or something, but every time we went near it, there was just this hole in it. And we heard noises, so every now and then we thought there was a monster in there, so we just tied food to it.
I remember that.
And lowered it down, and it would be gone.
It'd
and
be
we'd
gone.
Get scared and run away.
The pole monster. Yeah, they'd steal our chicken. We'd lower it down, even though we probably just tied bad knots.
Big fan.
Either that, or we just tied terrible knots.
Yeah.
But hey, back then for little kids like us, that crap was scary.
That was scary.
I remember this one story I had. I'm gonna put on my creepy voice now. Also, this story I actually submitted to a YouTube channel called Darkness Prevails. And he read it out. I won't be nearly as good as him, but it was a long time ago. I'd probably say I was still in elementary school, maybe. Yeah, definitely, because it was in Orlando. Back when my grandparents used to live there. So I was probably like 7, 8. And I remember we used to sleep, me and my brother used to sleep in my mom's old room in Orlando. And it had a bunch of, like, you know, girl stuffed animals and dolls, and it was kind of creepy, and there was like this creepy walk-in closet right next to the bed. And, you know, I was freaked out back then, you know, a little paranoid, little Alex over there. Well, there was this one particular doll that was always there. It's like this doll with blue clothes on. It was a girl, and it had a swing attached to the ceiling that it would just sit on. And I was always afraid because I thought it was watching me. Well, one night I was just staring at it, and all of a sudden, I mean, it could have been my imagination, but I remember it as clear as day. It started swinging back and forth, back and forth. And it's not like the doll was moving, but the swing that it was on was moving back and forth. You know, I didn't think it was a draft or nothing. But, then it stopped. And, you know, I was freaked out. And I'm just looking at it, and then it blinks. Oh, man, I started screaming. I ran out that room, and I got my grandparents all about, the dog's blinking in there. Yeah, I was freaking the hell out. And then they were like, what? They didn't understand. And I was like, you know, I'm about to die. This thing's possessed. And, needless to say, I made them, like, throw it in the trash because I was just freaked out. You know, of course, you see a doll blinking and swinging in your room, of course you're going to be freaked out, especially as a little kid. But, yeah, guys, don't look under your bed. There's a little doll. What? You got another story?
I mean, this one happened, like, it's not paranormal or anything.
Hey, if it's scary, it's scary.
I mean, it happened probably, like, a month ago.
Ah. Alright, let's hear it.
So, me and his brother go to the fair. His brother's Anthony. And I had to go to the bathroom. He also had to go to the bathroom. Well, he didn't have to go to the bathroom. But I go to the bathroom. I go wash my hands. And then he goes to the stall just to count his money since he didn't want to count it in the open. And then I'm drying my hands. And I can do this hand whistle thing. But I was trying to do it with the, like, hand dryer. And then I'm sitting there, like, angling it. And then all of a sudden, I hear the loudest bang. And then I didn't know what was going on. I started tasting metal in my mouth. I don't know why. I don't remember if my ears started ringing. And then I just ran out of the bathroom. Then I realized my cousin's in there. I was like, uh-oh. And then I see him walk out. And he was like, did you hear that? I was like, yeah, what was that? And then this guy walks out of the bathroom. And then he, like, whispers something to his girlfriend. And I remember him whispering, like, it was my pistol. So I'm assuming he accidentally shot his pistol. And I'm happy none of us got shot.
In this day and age where the media loves to popularize shootings and stuff,
Yeah.
and it seems so common when it really isn't. I mean, of course, you know, you hear a gunshot in the middle of, you know, a crowded place, you automatically think you're about to be toast. Another one bites the dust.
I thought it was. I didn't even think it was a gunshot. I just thought something exploded.
Yeah.
Like Anthony thought a toilet exploded. And he said when he was in the stall, he was like, "Liam," thinking I was in there. When I ran out, I thought it was a firecracker. That's what I thought it was. But it was some guy's pistol.
That reminds me of one of my closest times of being abducted. I remember I was probably elementary school age, And we used to have this neighbor down the street named Marilyn. Well, I think it was her birthday or something. And my mom wanted me to go deliver a present to her door. So it was a normal summer day. I think it's summer vacation. Out in the open, I delivered the present. Now I'm walking back. And then this red little, sedan looking car, pulls up next to me. I was like, oh, car. And these two, I think they're Hispanic or Indian people, like one male and one female, get out of their car. And they're walking towards me and they're like, get in the car. I'm like, huh? And they're like, get in the car, get in the car. And they kept on saying, get in the car. And my fight or flight wasn't working. I was just standing there. And they kept on walking closer to me. I remember being scared as hell because, stranger danger. And, yeah, I was a little bit scared. And, but then my neighbor, she started yelling. She's like, what are you doing? Get away from him! Started yelling at him, and then they literally hopped in their car and zoomed off. Looking back at it, I was like, dang, I could have got abducted in the middle of the day.
I mean, it's a good thing that she was looking out for you.
Yeah, because Lord knows, I guess I was just going to get shoved in that car.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? You got another one?
I have one more. So, this happened this year too. Think summer break, first week. You're also in this one. So, we all go camping.
Ah.
And, we get there, we get everything set up, and then probably 3 or 4 hours later, it's nighttime, and me and my cousin Anthony, we go fishing. Then, on the way back, we're like, wait, we should try and scare them. So, we just turn off our lights and start walking on all fours, up on the hill next to the campsite. And it's covered by trees, so they can't see us, and they just hear us. And then we made a loop around and went back and did you guys hear that? And it turns out Alex's friend Tim cut his finger trying to make a spear to stab whatever was going to attack them. It's a good thing we didn't pretend to attack them, or who knows what would have happened.
Yeah, y'all got us a little bit spooked then. Tim was like, I'm going to make a spear and go get him. And then he slashed his knuckle to the bone.
So, after that, my uncle, their dad, Alex and Anthony's dad, calls us and he's like, hey, do you want steak or something? Just come back to the house and we'll get you guys some steak or something. Because they cooked steak for dinner. So,
oh, I remember now.
We were just thinking, should we go? Or should we just stay and just eat it tomorrow or something? So we decided to go. So it's pitch black outside. We only have our little headlamps. And then we're walking. And then we get out to the exit/entrance of the woods. And then it turns out we were walking at least, not a football field, maybe 50 yards, trailing behind this couple. And they just get in their car and leave. We were so freaked out because we didn't know we were following people. We thought we were just alone. So we get back to the house. We tell them. And people were in the woods with us. And we didn't know what to do. So then we get to the house, we eat. And then we also got some stuff for Tim. We got some Advil and some gauze just to wrap it up. And then we're sitting there. And they're like, should we go back? Should we risk them being there? Or should we just stay here? Excuse me. So, we decided to go back. And their car's... Wait. Yeah, their car's just sitting on the hill or something. I don't really remember. And then they went back and the car was there. We decided to just go into the woods. So we get maybe 50, 60 yards from the entrance, and then we start hearing stuff just running past us, right beside us. We start sprinting back to the entrance, and we're thinking, do we want to go back? And then we just said, no, we can do this. And then we started walking past, and then we start hearing something walking, just in the woods, just walking. And they don't have a light or anything, or it, and it's just walking. And then Anthony's like, it's just a deer, let's go. And then nothing else happened from then. But we get to the campsite and we tell them about it, and then Anthony says, that wasn't a deer. A deer would have ran or stopped. So I guess we'll never know what it was. I'm assuming it was the people. But it's still scary to think about that they were just right next to us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I remember that night. That was pretty spooky. It's kind of got me on edge right now. I'm sitting in the car right now.
I'm sitting on the back porch, so.
Yeah. Your neighbor's a meth head.
No, not my neighbors. It's like the back of the neighborhood.
Oh, I remember a story now. So, I remember this vividly. I don't believe this is my imagination. Because I was a little bit older. This was probably middle school age range. So, it's happened on 2 separate occasions. I remember me and my brother were at my grandparents' house. And they have this backyard. And it's pretty big and it's gated. And then beyond that, some woods, and then an open field, and a little further beyond that, a road. Well, I remember one evening, it was getting, pretty dark out. It was like dark, and we're swinging on the swing that that my grandfather made for us. And if you swing high enough, you can see over the gate. And I remember swinging. Me and Anthony were both swinging or whatever, and I see this light on the other side of the fence. I'm like, okay. Well, totally didn't hear something, outside the car.
Yeah, I thought I heard something too. Probably just my cat, but.
Now my eyes are playing tricks on me. I'll just lock the car real quick. Oh, okay. So, now that I'm a little bit better and the car's locked, I am not a P word. I am not a P word. So, I remember, I saw this light on the other side of on the gate. And then each time I went over, swinging over, it'd get closer and closer to the gate. And I was like, okay. And it was like this white light, like what a flashlight would be. So, I mean, it wasn't like super out of the ordinary, but it was kind of freaky. And each time I swing, it get closer and closer, and I couldn't hear no leaves or nothing. So I started getting freaked out a little bit. So me and Anthony go run, and we run to the bedroom, or we run to the house. I think this may have been the same night. No, this is a different night. So we run to the house, and we look through the window. And the thing was on the other side of the fence. And it's hard to believe it'd be a human because the light was hovering over the fence. And the fence is like 6 feet tall. So it must have been like 8 feet tall. So, I don't know. It's kind of hard to believe if it was a human. I guess it could have been. But it was just traveling along the fence. The border of the fence. And it was pretty scary. And we're on the back porch. We're not in the house. We're on the back porch. And this thing's traveling across the fence barrier, line, whatever. And we realize, hell, it's going towards the entrance of the gate. It's making its way along the entrance where the gate opening is. So we're like, crap. So that's when we run inside, and then that's the last we saw of it. Alright. Several weeks later, same sort of deal. We're outside, see the light again. I think it was just me this time. I run inside. I go in my bedroom this time. It's dark. Look out the window. There's several of these lights now. Like not 1, not 2, 3, like maybe 7, 8, or 9 of them. Just hovering over the fence. I'm like, what in the world is this? Like it can't be just a group of humans with flashlights, you'd think. And, because, that just don't make no sense. What are they doing out there and whatnot, And I was like, well, is it a bug or something? Like, are they fireflies? But that wouldn't make no sense either. They'd have to be some big old fireflies. But, I don't know, it was very scary and kind of supernatural,
Yeah.
Like, I believe in the supernatural, do you?
I do.
Like,
and that ties into my very next story.
Alright. Let's hear it.
So, all this really happened, like, most of these stories that I have happened at least within these 3 years. And this one, I'm sitting in Alex and Anthony's room with Anthony. We're just talking, and then I hear Alex go, "Lamb," like from the living room. I go in the living room. He's not even there. And I don't think you were playing tricks on me. Maybe you were. I don't know. But I looked for you. I couldn't find you. So me and Anthony go back into the room. And Anthony has this little thing. So what artist is it? The little head?
Huh?
The little head that Anthony has is supposed to be an artist.
Andy Warhol.
Yeah, it's like a little head replica of Andy Warhol. So me and Anthony look at it, and then we're like, "Oh, look at it, Andy Warhol." And then all of a sudden, the shelf that it's on just drops to the floor. And yeah, that's really all that story was. But it was scary.
Yeah. I always, thought a lot of our houses were haunted, And
I'm pretty sure your house is haunted.
I mean, maybe so. A lot of the stuff used to happen when we were younger. Our imagination is more wild.
Burger King ghost.
Yeah, like the Burger King ghost. But, that was like my first ever scary experience. I remember I was watching TV with the family. I was probably only like 5 or 6, and I looked down the hallway, and it's like this cartoon like king, like Burger King or something. Not even Burger King, but just like this animated cartoon crown and robe thing just moving down the hallway. And I was freaking out, and then like the next day I remember looking for a crown and robe in my parents' bedroom. Couldn't find one. But I definitely think that was my imagination. I believe in the supernatural. I believe in afterlife and ghosts. I mean, hey, anything's possible, and I feel like there's at least some supernatural presence, if not ghosts,
Yeah.
But I've had some spooky encounters. Like one time we were at my grandparents', and I remember me and Anthony were just in the room, and the fan was going, and it was dark in the room, but the moonlight was illuminating everything a little bit. And I remember just something flew from the fan and smacked the freaking wall. And we were scared crapless, and we're like, what the heck? Like, the fan's been on for a while, how is something flying off of it? I remember we turned a light, looked around, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
There's some creepy stuff going around. I mean, the older I get, I feel like less things happen, and maybe that's because a lot of it was imagination back in the day. But like, just feelings and presences is what still goes on a lot,
Yeah. Like just feeling that something's watching you.
Yeah, someone's watching you, or there's something more,
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about the supernatural. I've definitely had some spooky stories, and next spooky story podcast we do, I'll think of more. I'll write some down to remember.
I need to rethink, because I feel like there's a lot more.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more. I need before we do another one of these where we tell scary stories, I have to think of some.
Yeah, how much time are you thinking?
Well,
left?
I'm thinking maybe about 15 more-ish minutes.
I have one more story.
I'll go for it.
So, where I live, I'm maybe not even a mile. I live not even a mile away from a Civil War battlefield. It's Alatoona. Just don't come rob me, please. I mean, you won't know where I live, but it's the battlefield, like the Alatoona battlefield, and that place is creepy at night. obviously.
The
It's a
souls,
battlefield.
man, the souls.
But I was with my friends, and then we're walking, and I think, I don't remember this very well, but I do remember some of it. I remember hearing, like, some, like, ooh, that makes any sense. If this wasn't an owl, it just sounded like people yelling or something. And then I remember on the way back, like, passing around the same area, I remember hearing, like, firing, like cannon fire. Or just loud booms.
That's weird.
And I could totally see it, since, like, I could see why, since it's a Civil War battlefield.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if I'm hearing, like, cannon fire...
Many people claim they hear stuff around Civil War battlefields at night.
Maybe I'll make a video there one day.
We should
Probably
we should camp there one night.
I'm not camping there. That's where I draw the line.
Wait, were you there at night? I didn't catch that.
I was there at night.
Yeah.
It was like black outside, and this place is like, it's like a big ditch. It's just like 30-foot walls on each side of where you're at.
Mm.
And it's just very eerie and
Yeah.
creepy.
Altoona Battlefield, it's pretty creepy, especially all those ponds they have there.
Yeah, I like the ponds though. They're good fishing.
Those
Sometimes.
dead stumps just coming out of the water.
Yeah, I don't like that part. Well, that was when it was really low.
All the souls.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
Just to be around a haunted place.
Yeah. Even if you don't believe in, like, ghosts and stuff, it's hard to ignore feelings that you get, you know? Those feelings, I believe, are supernatural.
Yeah.
Like, people just don't realize it, you know?
Mhm.
But, I mean, that's about all I believe. I used to believe in Bigfoot, but if Bigfoot exists, why ain't nobody shot him yet? You know, all these rednecks in the woods hunting, if they see freaking Bigfoot, they're shooting it.
Duh.
All this industrialization, you really think a freaking man-ape's gonna still be out there in the loose?
Yeah.
I don't know about Bigfoot. The only other thing I believe is extraterrestrial life.
I definitely believe in aliens.
Like, I'm not saying highly evolved technological aliens, but there's definitely extraterrestrial life out there. Yeah, like
even if it's just a germ.
Yeah, like all these galaxies and crap that they say is out there. Surely there's planets like ours, or at least there's other life. You know, if there's all these millions of planets and crap, there's definitely other things out there.
Like, I'm not meaning to bring religion into this, but like, even if you're not a Christian, like, well, I don't know, but if God did create all life, why would he only create one planet of it?
I know, like, humans were a stupid-ass mistake. Surely he made something better elsewhere that he ain't telling us about.
Ooh, me better than you, let's fight.
Like, I don't want to get off topic, so...
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, do I believe that we've made contact with extraterrestrial life, or there's higher beings out there? I mean, sure. I mean, I don't think I've had any encounters with aliens, but I do believe that there could be some out there. Yeah, maybe I've been abducted. Maybe that's why I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons. You go.
Well, this is like kind of a funny, scary story. It's not scary, really. It sounds like, have you ever been walking upstairs in the dark?
Yeah.
And your brain always tells you there's something behind you.
Oh yeah.
Run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So a week ago, I had to get something from the car. It's night outside, and then I go to walk up the stairs, and I see something in the bushes. The one time I actually think I see something, I trip up the stairs, and I face went onto the porch.
Damn.
And I just sprinted inside, because, like, I'm not letting her get me, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, this world's a scary place, like, and spooky season, there's tons of things that are scary. If ghosts
Yeah.
don't scare you, if aliens don't scare you, horror movies don't scare you, people should scare you.
Yeah.
People are the scariest thing in them all, like all the abductions and murderers out there. That's what really scares me. When I get freaked out these days, it ain't because I think ghosts are out there or aliens, it's because I think other humans are out there following me.
Yeah.
Like, back when I used to be really scared to go hunting by myself, back when I was new at it, I'd always think a person was in the woods with me, and I mean, that'll freak you the hell out.
Yeah.
People are the scariest damn thing in this world. I've almost been abducted a couple times in my life. I mean, I know it's a real fact. In this world, I don't think it's safer. I think it's scarier as ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's because of me. All these weird people that shouldn't be around are around now, and it's acceptable.
Yeah.
You know?
And it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Back the 70s and all that, those were safer generations. People will go, well, you just don't know about everything that happened because there wasn't media. But, like, it was a lot safer because all the weirdos and all the whack jobs, a lot of them stayed in their basement.
Yeah.
Now everyone's out and about, and it's easier to track people, and everyone's prey, you know?
Yeah.
This world's scary because of people.
Yeah. People are just the most dangerous thing, you know?
Like, I'm sitting in a car, looking down the street, and there's a kid, place that has a swing and pirate ship. You know what I'm talking about. If I saw the swing just swinging, that'd be scary, and I'd probably run aside.
Yeah.
But if I saw some person just standing there swinging the swing, just pushing it with a blade, hell, I'd be 10 times more scared.
I don't know if you would want me to talk about this. It's just the one time you're talking in your car, and then me and Anthony decided to prank you.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Like, y'all were dressed up as different people walking up and down the street.
Yeah, I put on this black leather jacket. Anthony I put on just all black. I had a black face mask on. Not a face mask, it was like a balaclava or whatever.
Yeah.
And this beanie, and Anthony had all stuff on, and we just started walking down the street to prank him.
Yeah,
and, well, we got him.
Yeah, y'all got me good. I had my knife out. I was ready to bam!
Yeah. That was pretty fun, though.
That was pretty fun.
Maybe not for you, but...
Yeah, not so much in the moment, but... Looking back at it. Yeah.
I mean, I liked it.
We're about out of time for this one, but...
Alright.
Anything else you want to talk about for our first ever podcast, or spooky season podcast?
I can't really think.
Yeah, I agree. It's just... I remember, I'm glad Papa did the scare ball game with us, you know?
Yeah.
Back when he was alive, he'd roll a ball down the dark hallway and we'd have to go get it. Like...
Yeah.
Those were good times.
Yeah.
And
I did enjoy that, and I feel like that made me, like, a better person, I guess, and I'm less scared of things.
Yeah, I used to be, I'm still paranoid and stuff, but I used to be a lot spooked out more, probably because of Nana.
Yeah.
Nana used to scare the hell out of me just by talking. But yeah, I mean, the world's still scary, and I may not be as supernaturally, aware anymore, and I may not believe in, like, aliens and stuff as much as I did. Well, I believe in aliens, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. You sure did.
My imagination...
You thought your brother was an alien.
My imagination isn't as wild, and I'm not as scared as I used to be, but this world's spooky still.
Oh, yeah.
And it's spook season, so... I guess, I'll conclude this with a little outro of mine to all y'all listeners out there. Lock your doors. Close your windows. Light that jack-o'-lantern. Get cozied up. Once you're done listening to this podcast, if you made it this far, go listen to some other scary stories. Go watch some horror movies. Get into the season. Halloween is almost here. Spooky season is almost over. Go enjoy it. Enjoy all of it. It's a great experience.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's all I have to say. Boo. Have a good Halloween. Everyone, take care. Any last words for you, Liam?
Yeah, just have a great time.
Yep.
Make it worth your while, or I don't know.
Yeah, for all you kids out there, cherish Halloween. I wish I did more.
Cherish everything. Cherish your childhood. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But anyways, y'all have a good night.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. That's another thing.
Yep. Have a good night, y'all, and don't look behind you.